It's almost impossible for parents to know what's happening behind closed doors at childcare centres. But with access to the largest source of childcare files ever, there's one shocking issue that's happening far too often. Child-on-child abuse. It's an uncomfortable truth, but it's devastating families, and it's happening in largely for-profit operators due to poor supervision.
It's the unspoken horror in this industry. It really is.
This father, who can't be identified, discovered the reality when his 4-year-old son came home from a Queensland childcare centre in April with no underwear and blood in his shorts. What was going through your head?
Horror. We're only given scant details from the director. We then took him to our bathroom to inspect and see kind of what happened. And we saw a significant injury. They confirmed that he suffered a 2-centimetre anal tear from being penetrated.
He warned other parents about what happened. Then police visited his home.
Meanwhile, our child has suffered an injury.
This doorbell footage captures that moment.
No one's told us how that happened.
Relax.
Okay, I'm sure you can appreciate how we may be heightened.
You definitely are. We have viewed it. And I'm not going to make you guys sound like you're over the top. I know that you're concerned and it's your son, but this is very normal.
Having my son with a 2-centimetre anal tear.
And while this might not be an adult, this is still something that shouldn't have occurred. And there's failures that have led to this. If this can happen to a 4-year-old child that goes to a childcare centre with other kids, and a child can be penetrated and everything just swept under the rug, and the police come in and tell you it's nothing and it's normal, there's an ocean between my reality and what's happening in this system, in this industry. There's failures everywhere. These are children. They're children.
We need to distinguish what would be normative sexual experimentation versus what is these more egregious acts, and we can't be brushing it under the carpet either.
Child-on-child abuse is escalating in childcare centres. The regulatory files give an insight into how prevalent it is. We uncovered more than 100 documented cases of child-on-child sexual abuse. And that's just New South Wales. A child was told to pull her pants down. When she refused, he tried to force her, stating he had a knife. Another child was found drawing over another child's bottom and front, then inserting a pen into a child's bottom. One child was mouthing another child's genitalia. The data shows 80% of the time it's happening at for-profit providers. Physical abuse is even worse. The common thread? Poor supervision.
Whether it's child-on-child sexual assault, whether it's really horrific injuries happening to children, 9 out of 10 times that is coupled with a lack of supervision. Staffing is the root cause of so many of these really terrible incidents that show that our children just aren't safe at these centres.
New South Wales Greens politician Abigail Boyd says there needs to be a deeper understanding of how to recognise, respond to and report on child abuse.
It's incredibly important that we train educators to really understand what they're dealing with and to take it seriously in a way that doesn't demonise the abusing child but sees them both as requiring help. I think it's super important. And the fact that's not happening, again, just shows this lack of expertise from the regulator and a lack of understanding and awareness from those who are running childcare centres.
Professor of Criminology Michael Salter specialises in the study of sexual abuse and says child-on-child abuse falls outside the criminal law, which means the solutions aren't clear.
What we've seen over the last 20 to 25 years is a substantial increase in child-on-child abuse. Large-scale surveys have found that young Australians these days are more at risk of being sexually abused by another child than they are by an adult. And this behaviour can be very serious. It can be sadistic, it can be invasive, very harmful and traumatising to the child victim. And this is a big challenge for child-focused institutions across the country. How do we deal with this uptick in sexually harmful behaviour by one child towards another?
Forensic and clinical psychologist Dr. Michael Burke says child-on-child abuse needs to be taken seriously.
Everyone is experiencing this around the world. I don't know of any country that, when I've met child professionals, childcare professionals and youth protection officials, I'm hearing it everywhere. Again, we don't know for sure what the cause of that is, but the easiest link is online, what they're observing online, and that is affecting, how they act. The other, possibility is that they have experienced abuse and that they're reenacting what was done to them. But with appropriate intervention, most of those kids will not continue into offending in adulthood.
It's a devastating moment captured on a phone camera. A family recording their daughter after pickup in September.
In the toilet, where did he touch you?
He touched here and then he just licked my bum.
He just licked your bum only, or?
I licked my bum and my doodle.
To be honest, mentally it broke us. We felt like we failed her, trusting this centre, telling us that it's just children exploring their bodies and it's normal, but this is far more than children exploring their bodies. It's harmful, it's affecting my daughter.
She says there'd been a series of incidents with the same child weeks earlier.
The first incident was he threatened to kill her and stab her with a knife. The second incident was he made inappropriate sexual comments, asking her to suck his private parts. We had multiple conversations with the centre. We warned them, we sent emails, we told them, and they allowed my daughter and that boy to go to the bathroom at the same time, and they never supervised them.
What did they say?
They said that educators should not be in the toilet to allow the children to have their privacy.
Why do you think they're trying to underplay it?
To protect themselves. They know what has happened will affect them as a company. There's a big turnover of staff and they're always understaffed.
The centre said those allegations had been thoroughly investigated and they had not been substantiated. Professor Salter says this sort of abuse is symptomatic of bigger problems.
A lack of supervision, a lack of oversight, a lack of just broad-ranging protections for kids means that child-on-child abuse gets deprioritised. It's not seen as serious. And often then there's pressure on staff not to escalate concerns around behaviours that they might see as more subtle or less urgent.
If we do nothing, it will keep getting worse.
We need to bring them to a mental health professional and let them be assessed. It shouldn't be done in a punitive manner, but it needs to be done as soon as possible.
If there was adequate supervision, this can't happen. Right? So the question is, what is adequate? And clearly whatever's required right now, if they were even doing what was required, is insufficient. What's happening on the ground? Well, this is what's happening. Child-on-child sexual abuse. And no one is reporting it. They have to. They're supposed to. But they sweep it under the rug.